Hey, welcome to the live stream. Um, Hopefully you guys can hear me. I haven't done this for a little while through Streamlabs, so we'll see how this goes. Oh yes, that'll your geek, Steve. Time to watch an absolute triumph. Is that Triumph Daytona or a Triumph Trophy? Which one's the absolute triumph? The Daytona or the Trophy? Insult comic dog. Yes. Uh, Hopefully you can hear me, guys. Hopefully the microphone isn't too loud. It is going up into the yellow, but as long as it doesn't hit the red too much, it's not going to burst your eardrums. So yeah, sounds fine. Okay, and remember, guys, if you can hear the film, let me know because I don't want to have a copyright strike. I've been lucky enough to just get notifications and no strikes, but you don't get strikes until you're monetized, apparently. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I watched Disparu's review. Uh, well, technically it wasn't a review. He was talking about it, and it was fun. That was a fun watch, I'll tell you that. Don't know if you guys have watched it. It came on just before Steve did, I think, or just around about the same time that Steve went live. So I watched it after. That was fun. That was fun. Came up with some comments that Snyder made himself. Apparently, he doesn't care about the online opinion. He says online is a dark place. It can be. It can be. But the Netflix problem has been solved. I got in touch with the customer services, and they claim that other people have been having the same issue as well. But obviously, they won't admit to anything, will they? Because that was not going to be reflect well on them. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Um, so yeah. And Steve, I understand that you haven't seen it yet, so you're going to be watching it along with us. That's going to be fun. Um, so yeah, everyone get uh, because everybody rushed to watch this amazing flick. I doubt it. I doubt it. Seriously doubt it. Um, it doesn't have a very good score on. It doesn't have a very good score on Rotten Tomatoes right now, does it? At least it didn't when Disparu did his, so I haven't looked. I guess my review wasn't mean enough to get me in trouble. It's possible that it wasn't a list issue. It is possible, but I don't see it that way. As far as I'm concerned, it was something to do with my not liking Rebel Moon, and but it's possible, like I said, that Netflix just had an issue. It's possible. It's entirely possible, but it's difficult to know what to believe these days. So I'm just going to check that I'm live on X as well because I'm just streaming on YouTube and X this time, not Rumble. Because on X, the Snyder fans love me. So let's see if I am live, hopefully. Yes. So, yeah, we are good. Let's go into the live itself. Hopefully, it is muted. That is good. Right. Okay, everything looking good. So the usual warnings from YouTube: the stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use a streaming bitrate of. Then it doesn't tell you. 6800. I thought I did that. I thought I was streaming at 6800, but it's not something I can do. And now it's saying good connection. Interesting. Interesting. So, yeah. I'll minimize those. I'll keep coming back and checking on those. Maximize Streamlabs. Thank you for coming and watching it. Hopefully. But like I said, like I've said in the previous video today, this is a chance for them to change my mind, to win me over, and not choppy or anything. No, I didn't think I was. It's just YouTube coming up with the usual warnings when you're using streaming software other than their own, I guess. But we'll see what happens when the clock and the banner starts, because I'm going to start them around about the same time. So I've got Rebel Moon ready to go. It's about 10 seconds in, so I've got it set up. Well, I'd say 20 seconds in, so we will start the timer. So we'll start the clock, start the text, and get into it. Boom. Right, headphones are coming on. Remember, guys, if you can hear it, let me know. So yeah. And I am continuing watching now. Turn that down. This is Steve's 4th viewing. Right, let's turn it down a bit. As usual, guys, you can support the channel by clicking the link in the chat, the pinned link at the top of the chat. You can support the channel by providing a Streamlabs tip, should you so choose. It's entirely your choice. But please do hit the like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. The shadow of a warship fell upon their fields. So just let me know, can you hear it, or can you just hear me like you're supposed to? I'm hoping that you can't. Weird looking ships. You can't hear it. Good. Good. All good. Recap. Have you watched it already, Steve? I thought you said you hadn't yet. Cool. Cool. He watched it during Ginger Snaps. Clunky buttons. Yeah. Very old school style buttons. He's breathing on his own. go. We just hit pretty much just under 2 hours to go now. Hmm. What's this? You started watching Parasite the Grey. Quite good. That's actually really good. Visually, it is really good. There's a few bits of the CGI that could do with improvement, but they did an extremely good job with Parasite the Grey. Just like they did with the Three Body Problems, an amazing looking show. When you get some CGI, that is. Here comes not Hugh Jackson and not Julian Glover. Yeah. Come on, you see what great hosts my people can be. Here's the thing: why haven't they nuked the town yet? That's what I want to know. 6 plus him, it's the Magnificent Seven all over again. I used to love the Magnificent Seven. The originals, not the remake. Spy. The Magnificent Seven is Berman. Trek. Yeah, I guess. Oh, there's that annoying robot thing. So I guess we could call this the Magnificent Seven Moon. Oh, look, it's Furiosa. So you've got a French accent lead actress, nothing to do with Rogue One. That bloke has bigger boobs than all the female cast combined. Oh yeah, yeah. You noticed that, did you? Only you would notice that, Steve. Kind of contradicts what Cora just told them, isn't it? Cora's literally just said they won't be back. Here we go. Is he going to make one of his powerful speeches? Got me some popcorn. Oh, I should have got something to eat. I should have got some popcorn or something. I think I need to start stocking up on stuff like peanuts and chopped raisins and stuff like that because I like um, having a few nibbles now and then. Kind of like to mix chocolate raisins or peanuts with the yogurt ones. The yogurt ones are quite nice as well. It's a nice combination as well. It must be done in 3 days' time. How long is half a cycle around Mara? Good question. Well, one cycle around Mara, assuming Mara is the gas giant that this moon is orbiting, it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, it could be 6 months. Half a cycle might be 6 months. Longer than 3 days, it seems. Yeah, longer than it certainly seems that way. Because I can imagine Mara being the big gas giant that they're in orbit of, going around the sun or the star would be a year. So maybe half a cycle is a month or half a month or something like that. Is it Jade? Yeah, he does seem to take liberties with some of the names, doesn't he? I mean, God, we're only 12 minutes in, and I already feel like I've been watching it for an hour. This is gonna feel like a long hog. I mean, fair play. I mean, apart from, I think it's mainly some stuff like dialogue and story, like plot holes and stuff like that I have problems with these movies. With the first one specifically, um, but visually, it's outstanding. It's got great visuals. I mean, I can't fault it for the visuals, but it's pretty much everything else. She shagged him. He's dead. Yes. As you can see, I've got a new chair. Have a bit of a headrest, well, more of a neck rest, because obviously it came from Asia, which means or like China or somewhere probably where people are shorter. So I've got a neck rest instead of a headrest. It's better than that other one, or should I say better than the other one? Accidentally ordered a large vest from Japan and it was about the size of an arm. Yeah, that does work out about the same. Can you really believe that Snyder wants to make 6 of these movies altogether? I mean, when does it become a franchise? Is it after 3 movies? Does it become a franchise officially? 2 movies isn't enough, is it? I mean, it has to be a trilogy to technically for a franchise, doesn't it? Because it would be different if there were comics and books and stuff like that. Then it would have been an established franchise. But these films are establishing the franchise, right? Comics, books, and stuff like that. Then it would have established franchise. But mute. Uh, well, YouTube is saying excellent connection now. Everything seems okay. Everything seems fine. That was an odd thing. Streamlabs seemed to disconnect for a second there. I don't know if it even counts as a franchise if he makes all 3 of it off the bat. Yeah. Well, he's only filmed these 2 because he filmed them straight away off the back, right? I love the chamber quartet are playing the incidental music. Yeah. How dare you invoke Quantum Leap so soon after my loss? Hello. She got shot and she started glowing. Tinkerbell. What happened to you, Tinkerbell? Divine resonance. The force is strong with you. Cylons. Yes. You're watching with subtitles, by the way. Okay. All in their togas. All yeah, Caesar. Yeah. Et tu, Brute. Brutus. No one cares. Yeah, they were all having a toga party. The Emperor showed up and they killed her. And then they blame her for what. So the divine resonance is now in the pretty girl in the village. That's it. That is actually something that I was thinking because we keep seeing her, and it's like she's so far it's a nothing part, right? Even though none of it makes a lot of sense, but it is a plot hole, and we're going to see if they fill that plot hole. But according to what I've heard, any plot holes do not get filled, and apparently we're going to see a lot. I mean, a lot of harvest work. Jesus, is that the entire village going out to do the harvest? You wouldn't see that these days, would you? It's nice to see that they're growing the same stuff that we have to grow now. Do you remember when we used to grow wheat and corn and stuff like that, and it was like, oh, it would come up over your shoulder? Do you remember that, Steve? I used to love walking through the fields and having it all the way up to my shoulder. Mind you, I was a bit smaller when they were up at my shoulder, but yeah, interplanetary civilization, but no combine harvesters. I mean, you'd think that being Snyder and Rebel Moon, you'd think that they would steal the Dune harvesters for this, wouldn't you? Oh look, a black hole. Sorry, a dark star. You blame the Ashen. Well, there's a physicals test. Seems okay. Mentally, hasn't killed you yet. Ooh, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I think he failed the mental test, right? It's actually got the scar from when he was shot in the first one. Is that right? Even though he's a clone, he shall bare his chest and make everyone throw up. Mm. Slow motion harvesting. Hey, at least it's slow motion, and it's actual slow motion and not slow choreography like we saw in the trailer. But that's coming up, I hope. He's not a clone, I don't think. They just battered him to normal. No, I'm pretty sure that he died and they brought him back as a clone. Just like it's the same way that he seems to be able to transport from one place to another by cloning, right? So they literally clone him with his memories intact, and they go and he can report what has happened and what he's seen and stuff. Kind of like what they do in The Expanse with the I forget what they call it now. That transference thing where they get into that, where they get into the sunbed and they get copied into another one. They kind of get organically 3D printed in another place. I don't think that's actual travel mindscape stuff. Maybe. I think it's more like what they did in The Expanse. Not The Expanse. No, sorry, not The Expanse. Dark Matter. Remember the TV show Dark Matter? It was used. The thing they used sunbeds, and they got into it, and they would transfer to a temporary body, that sort of thing. So it's almost like it's like Snyder saw Dark Matter. It's actually a very good show. It ended on a climax. It ended on a cliffhanger as well. That show. Oh, she like what she sees, does she? Ooh. They're not doing it very efficiently, are they? I know they're rushed. They got like 3 days to do what would take normally probably a half a month or a month or something, depending on what the cycle is. All the save system in Bioshock or Bioshock. When you die, you are cloned to the closest pod. Yeah, well, yeah, it's just one of those weird things. He's a good liar, kid, isn't he? For the Slain King. So they're literally calling her the Scargiver because he now has a scar on his chest. How lame is that? I couldn't see it wasn't. I couldn't see it wasn't Bioshock because of the dumb YouTube heart. Oh right, yeah, yeah. That bloody heart. It's always in the way, isn't it? I mean, I know it's just coming up to like 30 minutes, but I haven't seen any in this that I particularly like so far. But I haven't seen anything that I don't like either. It's kind of in the middle. It's kind of balanced. There are parts like the harvesting was interesting to watch them do such a bad job, but I mean, there's not so much so far that I don't like, apart from dialogue, obviously. It's obviously slow and drawn out, which also makes sense. But I am going to have a cigarette. No, I think that is right. Because obviously she was all. That's got to be. That's the only reason I can think of is this is going to be a personal fight between her and that admiral bloke. I forget his name, and I don't really care. But because he's got the scar on his chest, that's the only thing I can think of. Or maybe it's because she leaves a scar wherever she goes. I don't know. Because I thought didn't they call don't they call aren't they calling her the Kingslayer as well or something? Uh, Maybe she'll become a legend due to the scar. Maybe he called her the Scargiver before he knew of the scar on his chest. So that's true. That is true. He knows the future. Yes. Let's check on the other platforms and make sure we're still going. We are still going. Haven't missed any chats. Nothing missed on YouTube. Anything? Nope. Looking good. That kid's obsessed with Nemesis. She'll die saving him then. Yeah. Scargnostication. Scargnostication. Yeah. And show in his Peaky Blinders cat. Yeah. I wonder when they're going to release the R-rated 3-hour version of these. And I wonder if they're going to release them both at the same time or separately. But I love the way that Snyder's and Netflix are wanting people to watch part 1 and part 2 at the same time. They're trying to get people to rewatch part 1 so that so they can get the viewing numbers up. Ding dong, the bells are chiming. I'd welcome Snyder, actually. I'd ask him what the fuck was he thinking when he wrote these movies. That'd be fine as well. I don't care if he says he's not affiliated. But he doesn't care about online reactions and reviews, does he? He doesn't care about online social media. He's reported to have said that in a interview, and on X as well. Hell, if he wants to come on, I can send. I mean, if he wants to email me, I can send him a link and we can do a StreamYards live, or record StreamYards and that'd be good. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be concerned with a channel that has 109 subscribers though. So please, if you like my content, please do hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It really gives us a boost. You covered it on Wednesday about Snyder, did you? I don't think I saw that bit. Can't remember what I was doing Wednesday, to be honest. Wednesday. Oh, I think I was doing something else. I do actually have a new channel where I play Farming Simulator 22. So thought I'd do a little bit of a push there. Looks like you got a natural. This is what I don't agree with. I mean, look at the size of that gun. That recoil should have sent her flying backwards. I think I mentioned that in my reaction to the trailer. It's a space ray gun. It's not a ray gun though, because it doesn't have a beam. Just saying. The beam's invisible. Yeah, I don't think it's like the what are we calling it? The is it the Dragonfire system that they're developing for the Royal Navy? The energy beam weapon. That's invisible to the naked eye. You'd be able to see it if they fire it with a night vision. You'd be able to see it in night vision and probably thermal imagery as well. It's like a blunderbuss type weapon. Just want to point something out, right? So, in the first part, they had to go somewhere else, find someone with a ship, and then fly to these other places to pick these other people up. Why didn't they use this dropship in the first place? In the first one, it would have made more sense, wouldn't it? If it was already there, why did they? There's an entire piece of the plot that didn't even need to exist in the first one. They could have recovered this one. It's a dropship, right? So it's got to carry at least 6 to 8 people. You know? Oh, I guess this is going to be the famous part where they're going to be talking about their pasts. Mm. Because Snyder hadn't thought of that when he was writing it and they filmed his first draft. No, because they were written at the same time because they were filmed at the same time. So he already had the scripts written. So he did it on purpose. So 1 shot, 2 shots. Okay. That's a very 300 style imaging there, isn't it? Never retreat, never surrender. Oh, the slow motion cinematography. I do admit that looked pretty good. That looked impressive, but it's not enough. Oh, the slow motion cinematography. I do admit that looked pretty good. That looked impressive. Crying out loud. It's not enough. Why is there audio coming from? It's coming from X. Why does X all of a sudden activate the audio? It's supposed to be muted. Pew pew. Uh-oh, I think the chat window has frozen. She cut her own arms off. Pew pew. Yeah, I bet that stings as well. Yeah, it looks like the chat box is frozen now. Didn't do that the last couple of lives, did it? Maybe there was an update. Who knows? Possibly there was an update. Just happened to be a king and a queen. Hmm. Don't like the old world royal costumes. No, me neither really. It's very Victorian, I guess, or late Victorian style. Obviously different, but maybe Renaissance period, maybe. Is that a dig at Lord of the Rings Two Towers? Maybe, or something else that I won't mention because there's no point. Misplaced honor. Seriously? Will she tell them the truth, I wonder? Or will she be the only one that lies? Even Steve's getting a bit bored now. There we go. Really is water. Here's the thing, right? As a movie, I don't think needs work, right? But as a series, I think that it would have been good as a limited series. So both films, obviously 6 hours. So split them into like I don't know, 30-minute episodes or 40-minute episodes, something like that. I reckon it might have been better accepted, and I probably would have liked it more if it was a series, to be honest. But because they're movies and they're long, I mean, I know these versions are not the 3 hour versions, but I do personally think they might have been better as a series rather than a movies. It's just an opinion, it's just a thought and opinion. Get on with it. Shut up for back in the cinema. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, could you imagine if they did that with Star Wars and had the characters just sit there and go, "Oh, I'm here because I grew up in a on a moisture farm on Tatooine, on the edges of the galaxy." You know, people would be like, "Oh, how boring." No one wants to see that stuff. But yeah, you could do it, but do it over a period of the film, not one spot. Ease it into us, you know. That's why I think if it was a series, it would have been better because you can learn more about each one in an episode, and then it builds up, and we get the final fight. No space vaginas in this one, no. But we haven't had the Snyder 3 hour cut yet of either of them. Going to crash into a wall. Oh, there just happened to be a cave there that everyone knows about. Is there going to be a giant space worm in there or something that slowly closes its mouth as before they can get out? Nope, there's the droid. This is not the droid we're looking for. Hello, James. I like what you've done with your headpiece. What what if Snyder made an elusive Star Trek 4? Lol. Please keep him away from Star Trek. I mean, he can't do much worse than Kurtzman or JJ, but at the same time, I don't want him to do a Rebel Moon Star Trek. I think so far Star Trek is the only thing that hasn't influenced Rebel Moon. So obviously Snyder is more into Star Wars than Star Trek. Ah, oh, please just knock him down and reprogram him to fight with you. Simple. You must know you cannot win. Space Jaunt. Everyone loves a piece of something explosive with a beep and a light. Is that a detonator or a sensor? Maybe a trap. Here it is. What was it? The King's Gaze, I believe they called it. Was it? Sulaco. Yeah, the design of the ship does have a very Sulaco influence, doesn't it? Mm. 58 minutes in, almost over, right? It's almost an hour left. Well, it's over an hour left. No, it is an hour left, pretty much. Because it's 2 hours and 3 minutes, I think, this one, isn't it? I think it's 2 hours and 3 minutes total with the credits. So we're looking at a film that is basically 1 hour and 50. I'm going back until we get to the end of the. About 1 hour and 52 minutes long, this film, before we get to the credits. So, gonna be like Rook's Drift, form two lines. Yeah. Farm ranks! First rank, fire! Second rank, fire! Third rank, fire! First rank, fire! I love that film. I love Zulu. I don't like Zulu Dawn that much because it's not as much of a good prequel to Zulu. But then technically it was not written as a prequel, was it? It was written as a separate film. It just happened to be referenced in Zulu. Because the cinematography style, the filming, the directing, everything was so different. Cool, gear porn. Yeah, the Imperial Walkers. Sorry, they're not walkers yet, are they? That comes. I think that's going to come in a little bit. Here's the walkers. Very Clone Wars style walkers. I forget what they call them. Because the six legs. Sorry, but there's not much of an influence from Star Wars, is there? No, not much at all. So you got half of them don't have black smoke coming out of them, but the big ones that carried the walkers has the black smoke. So in the trailer, I thought they might have been damaged. That's why they were billowing out black smoke. I bet they take them out with those buried explosives. I don't think those explosives would be big, powerful enough. They weren't that big, even for futuristic stuff. I mean, I don't think that they're going to be powerful enough. Coal powered, yeah. What was that film? It had Sean Pertwee in it, where everything was powered by steam. They had ships, flying ships that were powered by steam. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a very World War I style, but everything was powered by steam. So everything had black smoke billowing out of it. It's actually quite a good film. I mean, they'll collapse the ground to stop the walkers. Well, it might slow them down a bit, but I don't think it's going to be powerful enough to do much more. They're going to need air speeders with tow ropes. Sorry, no, wrong film. Sorry, wrong franchise. She cut her hair. When did she do that? I didn't see it. I missed it. I must have been checking the stream. A scar. From Scargiver herself. I wear it proudly. You were busy grabbing. Busy gabbing. Yeah, probably. Not that it matters. The 34-minute haircut is in the extended cut. Let me refresh the chat box. It might not do it straight away, but can I refresh it? I don't know if I can. Yeah. Hopefully the chat will start appearing again. See, that's it. She didn't tell the group the truth. She told the guy that she was sleeping with, but that was it. She didn't tell everyone else. Oh, look, shield maidens. His men are going to be surprised. Your father awaits you, bitch. Dun. Yay! They blew something up. Very slow motiony. How many of the Rebel Moon collectibles did you get? None. Are there even any collectibles about? You know what I'm thinking about? On that wall, getting a big Rebel Moon poster and putting a red X through it. There are some figures, actually. I didn't get them. You didn't? Really? Are you sure you didn't? I bet your mouth is watering over when you get them delivered, right? Just like now. Yeehaw! I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Oh no, it was the scene from the... What the... It's the scene from the trailer! And the teaser, actually. Boom. Just think, if they didn't lift off, he would have been stuck underneath. Bring around the main gun! Of course, bring around the main gun! Don't bother closing the ramp! Oh, damn. Oh, she needs to go! She needs to get to the ship. This is what happens when you bring swords to a gunfight. Watch out for those murder holes, yeah. It just happens that the only person that has swords on the rebel side, on the good guy's side, is the only one that actually gets attacked by swords. Slow motion. I didn't think there was going to be so much slow motion in it, but there is. I thought there was going to be less. Ah, see, that time she fired it and she had to take a step back, and it's a projectile. It's some kind of projectile, plasma weapon. I can imagine that being a projectile weapon. Actually, you load a cartridge. Cartridge has plasma in it. Plasma ignites when you fire it. It's still categorized technically as a projectile weapon, so there would be a lot of recoil. Well, that single shot rifle. Oh, don't be stupid. You're going to die horribly. Come on, it's going to die horribly. Like, even that guy's taking off without closing the bloody ramp. Jesus. Use your adamantium claws, Hugh. Exactly, exactly. Sorry if my volume of my voice is actually too high. I hope it's not blowing your eardrums out. Gonna roast some marshmallows on the exhaust. The drawback about this guy is if he was out in the open, he'd probably win the fight. But because he's in a tight area, he loses because he's in an enclosed space. If he was in the field fighting, he would probably win. Snicket. Hmm. Didn't see much from the walkers, did we? Hold on. To what? There's no seat back here. Get in the seat. You'll be more comfortable. I'll tell you what, there. It must be there. Towards the ship. When I give the signal, start the smoke. Oh, shit. Start it now. Start it now. Well, start the bloody smoke. And don't forget to close the hatch. Oh shit, you can't because he just blocked it. Was that a TIE fighter style sound I just heard? I'm pretty sure that sounded like a TIE fighter there. Wake up, you soldier! Really? Sounds like an old school modem or one of those good old fashioned um, fax machines. You know, when you get a phone call from that's meant to be a fax, you answer the phone and all you get. Was a TIE battler, not the same. It was very similar. You kind of get the same whine, but there's a tone that's been added to it. So you can literally tell that it was meant to originally be TIE fighters in that scene because he used audio that's similar. You can't let Titus and all the others do the work. Ah. She's not been killed yet. Oh, I forgot. She can't be. Oh yeah. Oh. Is she gonna get killed? Ooh. Thank you, Private. Rambo style tunnel warfare now from that last Rambo movie. I can't remember what it was called. Last Blood, was it? Fighting in the tunnels in Last Blood. Yeah, it was Last Blood, wasn't it? Because it was supposed to be like First Blood, but the end. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. I wish the chat box was working because it's almost directly line of sight. Boom. Yeah, because didn't that also happen in Last Blood where he blew everyone up in the tunnel? He buried them all, didn't he? He used the explosives to bury them all. I'm pretty sure. I got one down and hold. They obviously care about their men, right? They obviously care about their soldiers and that. So, yeah. Buried alive. Buried alive. God. Oh, wait, sorry, no, it shouldn't be Khan, should it be Cora? Cora! The one-armed bandit is back. Oh, I knew she was going to get killed. But does she die? We know that lightsabers don't kill people when they get stabbed in the stomach, right? Ironically, that wound that just happened in the guy's groin would probably have actually killed him eventually anyway. He would have bled to death, right? Some of this has actually been pretty good. But is it enough to redeem Rebel Moon? That is a question. So what do you guys think? Do you think this has been enough of a little bit of good battle scenes, which don't make a lot of sense a lot of the time, but they look impressive? Is that enough to redeem it? Let us know. The first half was too slow. Yes, it was. I knew she'd die. Because the kid is going to take her place. The kid's going to cut his arms off and take her swords, right? Is it Rick and Evie? Rick and Evie's kid from Mummy Returns. Good question. Obviously, he would be too old now to play that part, but basically, very similar. I've got nice smooth wheels, coaster wheels on this chair to move backwards and forwards. Whoa. Snyder just announced that their two movies are actually just the prologue The real film. So which one of the next four are going to be the real film? Oh wait, these are prologues because you got the 6-hour Snyder exclusive Rebel Moon 1-2 R-rated. So the R-rated ones are probably the real films, right? Because I can't imagine why you would cut out pretty much an hour from each of these films. It just goes to show how many crap scenes they must have put into these ones that are not going to. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a comparison when the new one, when the R-rated ones come out, the Snyder cuts with the 3-hour versions of these come out. I might do a double feature. I'll start earlier in the day and I'll watch both of them at once. Bye. In the meantime, they're going, ah, a nuke dropped from the from the ship. Oh, well, of course, the walkers haven't even arrived yet. Because I don't think in that battle we didn't actually see the walkers doing anything, right? Now we do. I like this bit. The fact that they think they've won, but there's an entire another secondary force advancing up through the smoke with their heavy equipment, the armoured vehicles. I like that premise because they think they've won, you know, and then all of a sudden these things appear out of the smoke and start massacring everything. No, wait, that's not. Stop. Right, so Kara is basically what's his name from Rogue One? I forget his name for some reason. What's the character's name? The R-rated ones are just. He said the extended ones are essentially totally different movies using alternative takes and stuff. Is that a war crime? Killing medics? If you know they're medics, I think it is. But if you don't know, if you can't, don't, if they're not identified as medics, I don't think it matters. Because I think firing on the Red Cross itself, the medical cross, the first aid cross, and that, I think firing on the Red Cross is actually considered a war crime, not necessarily the medics themselves. But it's like the Germans in World War II. They tried to sink the what was the Titanic sister ship? That was the medical ship, the hospital ship at the time. They tried to sink her, and they actually had to pay, had to deal with the war crimes of actually firing at it. Britannic, that's the one. Yeah, the Britannic. Should have remembered that, really. Britannic. It's so obvious. I think I was getting the Britannic confused with the Olympic, which was the third of this type of this class of those ships. Ooh, nice heavy firepower. Yeah, I was getting it mixed up with the Olympic, I think. I think it was the Olympic. It was the Olympic. Was the third one, wasn't it? I think the Olympic was a slightly smaller version of it, though, wasn't it? That almost looks biological, doesn't it? Furiosa is getting involved. They're just like stormtroopers. They keep firing and they still can't hit what they're looking at. Wow, it's not that heavily armoured then, is it, if it can get taken out by one of those? How many bombs do you want to put on there? Jesus. They are very similar to the bombs that they put on in Return of the Jedi. They put on the shield generator. Well, they are coal powered. Look at that. Bit of slow motion. It's a woman, I'm telling you. A woman. What? Sorry, just had to deal with Aiden. But I missed the best bit. Not really. I don't. Come on. What girl? Kara. Nugget, what are you doing? No, 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 Nugget. Target the village. Target the cannons. Target, yeah. Charge the cannons. Target the village. Yes, sir. She's killing us. She's killing all of us. Because she's a superwoman. Awesome. Just had a notification that Chillin is has shared the stream. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. And there may be another video, another live with me, Harris, and Chillin coming next week. Maybe we'll see. Possibly in the pipeline. I have replied to Harris, who asked me earlier, but I haven't had a response from him yet. Or I may have. I might not have seen it or heard it. No, I haven't yet. My God, there are more of them. No. Got one of the cats on the desk mucking around now. So I may have to step away for a minute or two. I'll keep it going. Ooh. Oh, old school dramatic music. Ooh. This is something I had a problem with in the trailer. Him getting hit so many times, whereas we saw him get shot in the first part, and he went flying. Now he's perfectly fine. He gets shot and he can brush it off like nothing. Yeah, what girl? Cora's not a girl. She's a woman. Isn't that how they take out one of the ATSTs or AT? Well, no, it's an AT-AT. They take out one of the AT-ATs. Luke repels up and cuts a hole with his lightsaber and throws a bomb through, doesn't he? But then saying that, he did have a cybernetic hand, so. So he's started the engines up, he's waiting. Oh, here we go, the elevator scene's one of my favourite scenes from the trailer. With all the outstanding dramatic choreography. Very old school World War II style gun there, manual targeting. Here we go. It's Ripley coming down the elevator. Or up the elevator? Is it going up or down? It's hard to tell. One minute it looks like it's going up, next minute it looks like it's going down. Oh, no, the Alien Queen is not in that one. Oh, yeah. They step into it. People with guns are running towards her. Such bad choreography. Oh, we've got to have some gymnastics involved. They need a couple of Kelvins to take out that tank. Yeah, they do. Wasn't this outside in the trailer? No. It was inside. She's running faster than she did when she was fighting them. You can even hear the cranking noises from the cogs. That would get a bit tedious, wouldn't it? Oh my god, really? How many more times am I going to have to turn this? And I've got to put it back up into standby position afterwards. No, it's just a cigarette, it's not weed. I wish it was. Make this a bit more enjoyable, I think. Ah, it's the hangar bay scene. So I'm betting she will kill him by the end of this. I mean, we've got half an hour or so left. So we've got about 20 minutes left or so. A bit less with the credits. But if he dies at the end of this, is he going to come back for the third one as well? Because he is basically a clone, right? It wouldn't be better if they had just a button to raise and turn the thing? You know, like a joystick maybe from a cheap joystick from Amazon. It took them that long to notice the explosives with all the lights. Was that? Yeah, alright. Sure. An explosion inside a ship that size would knock that heavy gun off target. I doubt that. That's Cora. Now Cora has a blue lightsaber. I guess it's true. Anyone can be a Jedi these days. I mean, that graphic is very much like a blue version of the Darksaber, right? From not Clone Wars, from yeah, Clone Wars and Rebels. Watch it. It's a blue on blue, friendly on friendly, blue on blue, blue on blue. Why did she wrap the grip? Use the force. Neither one of them thought about digging the saber into the floor whilst they were sliding down to slow them down. Revenge of the Sith scene, yes. Yeah, that's the one that digs into the... Go on! Oh, help me! Come on. And she sort of lands right next to the saber. Nice. As if we didn't know that was going to happen. Alright guys, if you're just joining us, please do like this video if you like it, and subscribe to the channel if you want. And please do consider supporting the channel as well via the Streamlabs tip, which is or should be pinned to the top of the YouTube chat, but it is also in the description below. Ah, he kills her. Ah, well, he kills him. That's a twist. I thought she was going to kill him. I hope this is going to end soon. I'm nearly out of coffee. Oh, yeah, yeah. Told you she had to kill him. Ah, great. Head clatters. It's taking a long time for those ships to fall out of the sky, doesn't it? It's not like they weigh several 100,000 tons, is it? But mind you, it's getting lighter with every explosion, I guess. It's very similar to that Revenge of the Sith, where they're trying to pilot it down. Anti-grav's still working a bit. Well, I don't see how. I mean, didn't she take out the main reactor? Deploy flaps! The flaps are gone, sir! For fuck's sakes. So, Steve, are you enjoying this one? But that smoke canister is still going as well, look. The one that he wedged in the hatch. It's not really not, I'm just saying. And they got a crash anyway. Were they even moving that fast? I don't think they were actually travelling that fast. Oh, God. She's got a lot of blood on her head and her face. And the hatch was and the ramp was down. It was open. Jesus Christ, who's gonna drop out now? Who's gonna come? Who's gonna be like, I was hiding in here all along? He's gonna die. So I guess at some point she cut her hair and he had a shave. Kind of like Hode. Stay with me, stay with me. It's okay. Preferred the first one. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. That's still a high rating. That's still a high rating. But I don't do ratings on my channel, so not that type of rating anyway. I may give this a 5 if I could, if I do. But the first one was a 4, so I may give it a 5. Or a 4.8 or something like that. And now the reinforcements arrive. They're a bit late, aren't they? Yes, Commander, on you. That's General Grievous' ship. The one that Obi-Wan escapes in. They're a bit late. It's harmless, enjoyable guff. I wouldn't say it was enjoyable. Some of it has been enjoyable. I will admit that, but it's not enough to redeem it. Really is not. I did actually try to re-watch the first one the other day and yesterday. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I sort of pressed play and I was like, nah, off. But I'll give him that the fact they are both visually really good, but story, dialogue, story, dialogue, and choreography are really bad. They're celebrating again. Does that mean another wave is going to come along? I just imagine it now. They're cheering. They've got their arms raised. Like, let's celebrating. But then someone looks up and three ships just warp into orbit. An entire rebel fleet. They're a bit late though. Everyone's bloody dead. See? Told you. Everyone's dead. Is she crying or laughing? Because you can't tell, can you? I love you. Love saves the day every time. Liludalis, multipass. Auto wash. Just had a chill down my spine for some reason. I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to harvest from that field anymore because it's a battlefield. I mean, there's got to be some sort of residue from the weapons, the stuff there now and there, and all the walkers and drop ships. They got to have left something that will affect the next crop, wouldn't they? But I can't see it being as much of a yield as it was previously. So I guess the village was caught fire anyway. Titus, I know, child. I know. Adopted daughter. Again. Again. Ooh, the princess is still alive. Ooh. Twist alert. You thought she could be killed so easily? No. You have a reason now, do you not? To find her. To fight. I will stand with you. We shall lay together and make moaning noises. Rebel Moon 3, The Search for Issa. Rebel Moon 3, The Search for More Money. I serve the line of the slain king. To find her and to fight. Snyder is in charge of new Stargate AMG, and I fucking hope not. Oh, thank God for that. Oh. You can tell me that you're going to end a film like that and you're not going to try and make a third one? That should be it now. I should be okay to turn him off. Hold on, let me just check and make sure there's no cutscene, no cutscene, no cutscene, no cutscene. Please don't be a cutscene. No, thank God for that. Right. My ears are bleeding. They might as well be. Well, considering Zack Snyder is Colonel O'Neill. Colonel Jack O'Neill. I doubt that very much. Well, I'm going to turn the clock off. Take these headphones off because my ears are warm. Let's put that there. There it goes. There we go. Right. Okay. I guess it's review time, huh? I guess it's review time. The good thing about this is I can edit this and I can release the review as a separate video. So that's going to be cool. As for redeeming itself for the part one, no, it hasn't redeemed itself. Not by a long shot. It has not won me over, which I was hoping that it might do, but it hasn't. This comment has been blocked by Netflix. You're next. Oh dear. I think wasn't Snyder also given a partnership at some level in Netflix as well as a result of Rebel Moon, which is absolutely insane because I think they gave him a profile picture, didn't they, of Snyder? So we can choose to have a Snyder. I might actually have to do that. I might actually have to pick Snyder as my profile image on Netflix. Actually, yeah, if I can find it, just as a bit of humor. But no, there are parts of it that were okay, I guess. It's a long, drawn out, boring. A lot of the stuff that happened at the beginning should not have happened at the beginning. It should not have happened at all. It was unnecessary, and I'm assuming that with Snyder bringing out a longer version, like the 3-hour versions, I think it seems that this is the bad one, right? Obviously, he's picked the scenes and that he wanted for these versions. So for the director's cut versions or the Snyder cuts, he's obviously put in the best scenes in. So he's obviously completely done the opposite of what he should have. It should be a series, in my opinion. It might have been a bit more enjoyable as a series, but it would have been one of those ones where they would drop every episode at once, so it might as well be a movie anyway, or a collection of movies. I do want him to make more because I'm enjoying making this video. I've enjoyed making the video for part one. The first Tolan episode of Stargate SG-1 is on. I'm gonna cleanse my palate. Good idea. Good idea. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I think there's no point going on about it too much more. So I'm gonna end it gracefully, I guess. But no, it wasn't that enjoyable. Like I say, there were long, boring, drawn out parts that didn't need to be there, and yeah, I think I need to do something, watch something, some good sci-fi to cleanse my palate. So I might find something. There's a lot that would help me forget about this. Um, oh, and why files in an hour? Oh, okay. Um, yeah, that's good. But I can't. I'm not going to rate it because I don't do that. But I mean, I said earlier that if I did rate it, it would probably be a 5. The first one would be a 4. It is slightly better. But I think it was mainly the battle scenes because the first one didn't really have a large battle. This one did, so it was a lot of visual porn, I suppose you could say. Um, Steve is in his nightcap and gown. He's easy to slumber. Yeah, I thought the first was better. I don't see any real difference apart from the battle scenes, the larger battles. I guess. Um, but yeah, everyone has their own opinion, and I'm expressing mine by saying I still don't like it. Uh, it was slightly more enjoyable, but only visually, and that doesn't give it enough of a difference for me. So story wise, plot wise, and choreography wise, I'd say it's about the same as the first one. Like I said, the visuals are the only improvement as far as I can tell, and as far as I like. Um, Steve says it himself. This was too slow for the first half, but all in all, both films are fine. They're not offensive to me. Well, I mean, I'm not offended by them. I mean, they're not offensive. I just don't. I've got there's nothing to like about them for me, apart from the visuals, and I can't use that as a good reason. Um, because especially when most of the film is about the dialogue and it's supposed to be world building, and there was no world building involved in either of them. Uh, so I don't care about the characters. I don't care about the story. I don't care about the world, the universe. It was just uh, I don't know. Grace, I don't think they're offensive. They just don't fill me with joy. I just don't like them. There's something about them I don't like, and I know I'm trying to generalize it. It's story, plot, blah blah. Yeah, yeah, that's true. It's lacking in lacking in story, lacking in dialogue, lacking in plot. But I mean, the only benefit is the visuals. It does look really, really good, but it's not enough. It's just the Seven Samurai, Magnificent Seven, Battle Beyond the Stars again. Yeah, basically, that's exactly it, Steve. It's like you can see the influence um, of from multiple movies or shows or something. It's there. You can tell it's heavily influenced by Star Wars because it was originally supposed to be a Star Wars movie, and I still think that he just typed in the Star Wars scripts that he wrote, and it came out like this. It's just in this one he added the Seven Samurai or the Magnificent Seven and stuff like that. So it's like he added it in, typed it all into ChatGPT, and basically ended up with this because he put a different take on it. He's in the style of the Magnificent Seven and Battle Beyond the Stars and stuff. Um, all the Seven Samurai. So yeah, I don't know what to make of it apart from that basically. Well, that's going to be my review. If you like long drawn out stories, then watch it. If you don't like long drawn out stories, don't bother. But everyone has their own opinion. Snyder is a great visual storyteller. Yes, he is a great visual storyteller, but it's like he keeps saying he's written half of the stuff he's directed, right? So is it the half that he's written that lack the luster that the others do because he didn't write them? I don't know. I'd have to go back and I'll have to look through all the films that he's got. I'm not going to watch them, but I'll have a look through a list of Snyder's films and see which ones are high rated compared to the ones that aren't. See how many of the ones he wrote himself were not successful, and which ones were, basically, just to compare them. So I might do that. I'll see about that. I don't know. I don't know if it requires that much attention. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah. So I'm gonna call it there, guys. It's late now. It's 11 minutes past 1 in the morning. So we're gonna end the stream there. Most of his films are based on source material, though the last worst one was Sucker Punch, and that was all him. Yeah, so anything that has source material seems to be the ones that he does well with, but it's like the ones that he brings up, the ones that he creates himself are the ones that must mess around. Yep. So nighty night, Steve. Have a good night. Take care. Stay safe, and may the Schwartz be with you always.